Hey everybody, Let's Galaxy here, and for today's video, we're going to be discussing Sonic Superstars, and essentially we're just taking a look back and seeing how that was before the brand new Sonic X Shadow Generations comes out, because let's be real, we all know that's going to be peak. We already have Sonic Generations, we know how that is, and we're getting the new Shadow DLC, or not DLC, expansion part of it, that it's probably going to be better than Sonic Generations, in my opinion. It's probably going to be better, maybe it's going to be even better than Forces. Forces, I'm not cutting that out. Frontiers, no, it miles better than Forces, but I think it's gonna be better than Frontiers even. But that's a stretch. We ain't have it. They could fumble it, hopefully not, but they could. But I just want to go back and I guess try to like it, but not okay. So I went back and played a bit of it. I didn't play all of it, as the last part and Trip Story mode I played not that long ago for a short I had to do, and we'll get into that later. But playing through the majority of the base game, it's fine, nothing special. The music, I enjoyed it this time around. I thought it was definitely catchy, but nothing that like just sits in your brain like, I don't know, Green Hill Music obviously, but that's a given, that's like the iconic. But maybe something like Stardust Speedway, something like that. None of it just sat there with me and I was just humming it. It was just kind of okay at best. And gameplay, it was fun. Didn't enjoy the chaos powers as much as I thought I was going to, especially when the game first came out. I did not enjoy it nowhere near as much as I thought. It became very situational for a lot of them. Essentially, you'd come up on the part that needed to be used and it just prompted you, just hit square, you use it, and at that you don't even have to, you can just keep going. And especially for certain ones like Bullet, I use them on the most. I zip down around, you know, if I fall down I can go right back up, easy. But stuff like the water one, where you essentially become a water and you can go waterfalls and stuff like that, not very useful unless it has water, which is not all of them. It's the beginning one and the one that's obviously underwater. I can't even remember the names. The names are, oh boy, I remember Speed Jungle, and I think it's Bridge Zone for the first, I don't know. Cyberspace Station, I remember that one. But yeah, they're super situational, and it makes the bosses way too easy. My dog's barked. Oh boy. I just use Bullet and keep going. Is that on me for not being creative enough? I guess, but like, they just don't give me a real reason to use it. You can play the game normally without it, and it's not like they had much to it, especially like, you thought Vision would be cool. It's like, oh, secret things that you can, secret platforms you can find and go up to get, I don't know, a gold coin or something like that, and that's cool. That's not necessarily useful though. It would have been nice if maybe, you know, it'd help you get up, you find a hidden path to upper section, but in reality it only really led me to a gold coin so I can use for the robots, the mechs online, which is trash. That online mode is trash. I didn't even go back. Playing it first time, I just knew it was straight dog dookie. Don't touch it. I just did not touch it. And the power-ups make a lot of the boss fights easy. Not all of them. There are some where you have to just lock in and play normally. But like the first one, I kid you not, I sat there, used the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Done. First boss, okay, but considering it's a boss, no. That shouldn't be happening at all. And it happens for most of it. And I guess I'm gonna move on to the bosses. Why is there bosses at the end of each act? Like, it's fine, but I feel like more time, instead of having a boss at the end of every stage, you should have just held back, do it after the second one like normal, and really cooked it up. Because a lot of them are just no bueno. There's no good. And we're not gonna talk about that yet. Last fight was just okay. It was fine. And you know what? I won't even lie. The one where you fight your little robot thing, that was cool. I won't lie, that was cool, and probably my favorite fight in the entire game, because it's cool. And if you go and customize your character, it'll look like that when you go fight it. That's cool. But besides that, though, these bosses are no bueno. Oh, should probably talk about the stages, since I can barely remember them. They're fine, honestly. The first one, I won't even lie, the first one, and you know what, Speed Jungle 2 are very fun, and I like Cyberspace Station for the aesthetic. Playing it, nah, not really. And everything else is just kind of there. None of them stand out. You have your snow, you have the carnival one, which it's, I don't know how, but to me it feels like the most, I don't want to say generic, I don't want to sound like that, but that's the only thing I can think of. It just didn't, nothing, it was special. I guess the setting of the second zone was pretty cool, you know, it being kind of a haunted carnival thing. That was cool, don't get me wrong. I just didn't really enjoy the stage, and that applies to every single one of them, especially I don't know what, I can't remember the name, the Gold City one. No, and that's because of the boss fight. Doing the stage was fine, nothing special, it was just fine. But the boss fight with Fang, oh lord, that took too long. Takes way too long. I don't know who was behind the bosses. I'm here back on bosses because they're just not good. It takes way too long, just annoying, a pain in the ass, and I can't do it. But the stages, they're fine, they're okay, but nothing like, I don't know, I can only think of Stardust Speedway right now, which is not helping my point, but you know what I mean. Stages like that. My favorite, Studiopolis. I got that memorized all day, every day. That is like peak stage right there. So something like that. Though one thing I do love about the stages is going back and playing it. I've noticed that throughout the background of the stages, of course, I saw, you know, when you see Tails going along with you or Knuckles flying by, that's cool. But I went back and really took a look, and you can notice capsules of the little robot things. Oh, the little costumes are cool. Nothing, I don't have much to say on that. It's just nice having the little Lego Shadow, the classic Shadow that everyone was super mad about at the time. I won't even lie, you shoulda. But for canonical reasons, I understand. Obviously, they don't want to put a classic Shadow because that just messes with everything, literally everything. But I think it's a nice, you know, just a skin, they'd be fine. But again, no biggie. Trip story mode, because that is by far the most disappointing thing from this. It was, I don't even know how it exists. So essentially, you play as the new character Trip, who, love the design, by the way. Oh, she's perfect. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see more of her, and maybe we'll even get a modern version of her later down the line, since, you know, this is not being added to canon. Maybe they'll add her in the main stuff, maybe the IDW comics, before she hits even, you know, the games or stuff like that. But absolutely love her. And her dynamic with Fang, I love it. You know, she's always the one messing up, and then he's like always yelling at her and stuff. It's great. I love that stuff. But her story mode is just, it's just base game. There might be a little bit extra, like, you know, maybe the stages alter a little bit, but it is so insignificant I couldn't even tell. I could not tell. But at least when playing with her, she has the ability where when you can double jump, and it turns into like the spike wisp, where you can cling on and ride along the walls and stuff. And that's cool. That's really cool. Essentially a better Knuckles. She can climb way faster. Can't glide, but she can climb way faster. But that's about all the good stuff I really have to say about it. It's going through it again and nothing special. It sucks. But the last stage, I cannot stand. Okay, so essentially, you go up in space, you know, typical Sonic. You go up in space, and you go through it normally. It already takes long enough as is. Like, it's like, oh boy, I think the first time I did it, I think I went like 9 minutes in that. And then the second act for it, you have to do it again, but backwards. I did not have fun with that. That going through it again was torture. It was torture. And I don't know how I think that's the reason why they took the time out. Like, if you hit the 10 minutes, you're booted out. That doesn't happen. It just keeps going. And I think that's the exact reason why, is because you cannot do that without going over it. At least I couldn't. And then you have the final boss with Fang. Me and Fang are gonna beef. I am tired of this asshole. Like, you fight him in that giant mech. Everything, most of the things are insta-kill. So you better be ready to lock in. I tried for hours and I couldn't beat him. I can't, and I gave up. I do not have the willpower to do this. Skill issue, don't care. It is a poorly designed boss. It is poorly designed. It is horrible. And it has like 10 phases. No boss needs to be like this. Not even a boss in a JRPG got this much phases. Like, settle down, buddy. Like, 3 phases were good. But no, I swear, bro's got 6 or 7. Not gonna lie. And that's the part I can't get past. It is so aggravating. And I can't even tell you the boss music because I should remember it, but I was so locked in and trying to beat it that everything faded out. Like, I felt like I was in a silent room trying to fight this bastard, but no, nothing. And I know what the final boss is, but I'm not inclined enough because I just don't care enough. I really don't. I'm gonna put it up. You get a purple dragon and Trip Super Report. It's so cool, so cool. But I just don't care enough to go and go fight big dragon, purple dragon. And honestly, I've heard that it's even worse, or at least that it's not good compared to other stuff, like the Mother Wisp or something like that. And that's sad. That's really sad because it looks cool. Like, I can't sit here and deny that it doesn't look cool, but the boss fight is so aggravating and I feel no will, or I don't know how to describe it, to go fight and do it for myself. And I'm someone who usually 100% my Sonic games. Not all of them. I haven't 100% at all of them, but a lot of the newer games I have, and this one I just have to skip because there's barely any reason for me to go, and I barely have fun as is. If you enjoy this, that's great. I'm happy for you. I'm not saying this is a bad game. I'm just saying it's okay. at parts, and there are super obvious flaws, especially towards the latter half of the game. And this was definitely not worth $60 at launch. I I regret it. I really do. I should have just saved it for something else and waited till it went on sale. But I'm a Sonic fan. I need it now. I gotta play it now. And I was really excited. I was really excited. But sadly, I was let down, and that's cool. You can't expect every game to be a banger. But with that was my look back at it. You want me to talk more about Sonic games? That's usually what I do, or any other game. Please let me know in the comments down below. And tell me if you enjoyed Sonic Superstars. I barely do, so I just want to know. And with that, I will see you guys next time. See ya.